Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. So let's dive on in and let's talk about a few things that have been happening over the last couple days outside of course, the price action. Number one, we do have an upcoming major crypto council summit meeting, essentially, in the US. So this is from David Sachs, the White House AI and crypto czar. President Trump will host the first White House Crypto Summit on Friday, March 7th. Attendees will include prominent founders, CEOs, and investors from the crypto industry. Look forward to seeing everyone there. This is basically a presidential summit. That's exactly what this is. And I do believe that these are the players that will be tied back to that crypto council. I think that's exactly what this is. Now, we do know that Ripple will be there. I mean, let's just be honest here. Prominent founders, CEOs, you already know. Brad Garlinghouse will probably be there. We probably will see Stuart Alderati as well. We'll have to watch, wait, and see. But this is definitely going to include Ripple. I would be shocked if it didn't. But when we think about this, okay, this has been spreading like a wildfire all over X. There's been a lot of people that have been, speculating on what's going to be happening. The Bitcoin maxis specifically have been saying, oh, it's going to be a Bitcoin strategic reserve that's going to get announced. It's very bullish for Bitcoin. Like, the White House just announced to host a Bitcoin and crypto summit. Like, no, this isn't about Bitcoin. Listen, last time I checked, a prominent founder or CEO is not going to be from Bitcoin. We don't even know who the CEO is. So when we think about what's going on here, I do think that the big focus is utility projects. I think that's going to be the big projects that actually have the potential to change the world of finance and everything that we know about it. And I do believe that Ripple is going to be there. Now, on top of this, I do believe that something is going to be coming up at this summit. And I do think that it has to do with the SEC. That's right, I'm talking about the Ripple case. Subjective Views also started to speculate a little bit on this, and he did say that my question is whether the Ripple case will be dismissed before or after the administration's crypto summit. It would reflect positively on the administration if there were no ongoing cases against cryptocurrency companies, particularly an American firm like Ripple. Now, I completely agree. Listen, when we think about what's going on right now, we are starting to see a big shift from the SEC, and even Eleanor Tourette did say, and this is regarding that crypto task force from the SEC. We have the SEC Gov Crypto Task Force is getting ready to hold a series of roundtables with industry participants entitled Spring Spirit Towards Crypto Clarity. Two people familiar with the matter tell me the first of the 5 planned roundtables will be held on March 21st at the SEC offices in Washington, D.C. Theme of the first meeting, I'm told, will be defining security status. Now, again, we don't have much details on this, but it perfectly aligns with the Crypto Summit, which is going to also be held in March on March 7th. It seems as though March is going to be the month that the Ripple case is dismissed. If we still have this case ongoing after March, that would be a big shocker to me. The reason why is because of what we are now starting to see. For example, the judge just dismissed the SEC case against Hex crypto founder Richard Hart. Now listen, I have said it many times that some of the cases that the SEC did bring against this industry, some of them were justified. This one is. For those that know Richard Hart, should also realize that this is somebody who actually did commit fraud. He constantly was walking around flexing on holders of Hex after he dumped on all of them, yet they continue to support him. Here's images back in 2022 of him flexing on everyone, talking about his $1 million Ferrari, his $300,000 Lamborghini. I mean, guys, when somebody is posting this type of stuff after you bought a coin that they launched and it dumped completely out, there's only one thing to assume. You got played. Now, again, I'm not going to go into the whole idea of, all right, well, no, Ripple should have got, the case dismissed first. No, I don't care about that. I don't think that this case should have been dismissed. But I understand that the SEC is trying to start off with a clean, plate essentially here. I get that. I understand that. But this one is crazy to me. It's crazy that this got dismissed before the Ripple case, in my opinion. Now, Johnny Deaton did say that on behalf of 75,000 XRP holders, and he tagged all the SEC players, when Ripple. Because again, it has been, listen, we've been seeing so many big updates around these cases. It's not just, Richard Hart getting a dismissed case. No, it's so many. Here we actually have February 2025 by the numbers from Cointelegraph. So the SEC dropped or halted 6 crypto cases. Public firms account for 35% of global hash rate. Now, again, this is some stats behind this. 1.4 billion in ETH stolen from Bybit, smashing records, and more. The SEC has taken a new approach in crypto regulation and has created a crypto task force. 6 cases have been dropped this month against firms, including Coinbase, Uniswap, Robinhood, and Consensus. Don't forget Tron as well, all right, which has been getting a big pause. I believe MetaMask as well got, cleared completely, and OpenSea as well. The moves have given Ripple renewed hope in their ongoing case. US and China's share of global hash rate have declined, though they still lead the charts. The two nations' share of Bitcoin mining power has decreased in relation to the other nations, with 28 countries having over 0.1% of global hash rate and only 9 countries having more than 1%. Now, here we actually have a little bit of a breakdown of ownership of Bitcoin. I don't think that you guys really care all that much. But we also have, within Trump's first 40 days in office, 15 new crypto-friendly legislators have entered Congress after the federal elections in 2024. Lawmakers in individual states have been introducing bills in their respective legislatures to introduce or explore Bitcoin and crypto reserves. Of the 25 states that have introduced bills, 5 have rejected them, with 4 of those rejections occurring this month. Still, others go on undeterred. In February alone, 11 states saw new legislation pertaining to Bitcoin reserves or cryptocurrency investments by state governments. On February 21st, North Korea, which again, we already know about Bybit. Again, we don't need to go over it all that much. Now, meme coins have started to die down. Again, I think that this is putting a big focus on the utility aspect that I did mention in the beginning of this video as well, because I do think that the shift is focused on, utility. I think that even right now, from the overall government side of things, they're looking at this space a little bit differently. They're actually looking at the tech and saying, how can we be a leader with this tech? But again, a lot of these cases that have been dropped or dismissed, yeah, it definitely does support the tech. Like Uniswap, it supports, DeFi tech. These centralized exchanges definitely supports the exchange side of things. But we want to see Ripple cleared completely. And, I think everyone that's an XRP holder should focus on this, because I do think that it's going to be one big catalyst. In fact, big shout out to Credible Crypto for this, because he did quote the Gemini dismissal, because Gemini is definitely a big one that also got dismissed recently. We have the SEC has now closed or withdrawn investigations into OpenSea, Robinhood, Uniswap, Coinbase, and now Gemini. The biggest and most significant case, the one that started it all, is likely next. Would not surprise me to see the SEC withdraw their appeal against Ripple soon. Looking at the higher time frame chart on XRP, this is probably a fitting catalyst and narrative to pair with the next impulse up. Just curious if it will come before or after the start of the next leg. Either way, exciting times, XRP fam. Now, I am recording this a little bit ahead of time, so price action will definitely change in terms of the actual price chart. But one thing that I'm actually watching for when it comes to XRP is a big catalyst. And I think that, these events that are happening right now around this space, for an example, this new summit from the White House, I do think that this will be in support of the entire industry. And I also think that Ripple's going to be there. Think about it like this, right? Ripple has met already with some of the biggest players in this admin, including Trump. They had dinner with him. A lot of people say, oh, what they paid for it. Doesn't matter, right? They got their foot through the door. They got to explain their side of things. They also got to explain the tech that they offer. So it doesn't matter. One thing, though, is that they have been meeting with a lot of the major players from Congress and even from the SEC, which is another big thing that I think everyone should focus on. Because again, Ripple is starting to pave a big road forward for themselves to be implemented within the US financial system once they are completely cleared. We know that they are an institutional giant. We know that they have a one-stop shop for institutions. And we also know that they have some of the best in class technology that the space has to offer. So why wouldn't Ripple get a green light in terms of this case? If this case gets dismissed tomorrow, okay, Ripple expands rapidly. But also XRP, it's one big catalyst behind XRP, just like Credible Crypto was saying, because we have been watching this closely over the last couple days. This is what the current XRP price chart looks like. And although, yeah, we have been chopping to the downside like this, waiting for something to happen, I want you guys to realize that so far the price action on XRP has been pretty bullish. We have a significant liquidity wick from the beginning of February. We have this liquidity wick here as well. That is a higher low. All we really need to do in order for this chart to really flip bullish is take out these highs here from roughly the, it's towards the end of the month, middle of the month of February. So once we take out these highs, so once we break over $2.83, I do believe that that puts us on a path to $4.40 some cents. Now you might say, well, Nick, that's only $4.40 some cents. That's just the starting point from this impulse. If we impulse today from our level, this is the first stop. Our total move would probably look something like this, where we, reject off of that level, we come back down, then we continue upwards, okay? And again, this could land anywhere. It could land a little bit short of $8. I wouldn't be surprised if we rent like $6 and like 30 some cents. Then we turned that $4 level into support. And then we finally continued on the last major move to roughly like $8 or so. And again, this is not me being very accurate with price action. I'm just saying like this is something that I would expect on XRP, because guess what? It's exactly what we got the last time that we moved to the upside. If we actually look at this thing on the 3-day chart, look at this chop fest to the upside. It's actually a little bit better on the daily to see it, because again, it's a little bit zoomed out, so it kind of shows you the chop fest. So we have a nice strong impulsive move to the upside, a little bit of a sell-off, chop, nice impulse, again, chop, impulse, chop sideways for a while, then we get that next big impulse. And now we're just kind of chopping to the downside, waiting for that big impulsive move. Now that catalyst could be the case being dismissed. It wouldn't surprise me if it was the case being dismissed, because we already know what happens next after that. And also right now, the entire market on this recent sell-off has been hinting at alt season starting. It's been hinting at Bitcoin going on a massive surge, while Bitcoin dominance also drops to the downside. If that is the case, then yeah, XRP is about to wake up in a massive way. And I understand that you guys keep hearing this, but it feels as if everything is aligning perfectly. And even right now, in terms of the actual price chart, if we go all the way back in time, guys, XRP is right around roughly the resistance zone, going back to a lot of these major impulsive moves to the downside where we're chopping on. I wouldn't be surprised, again, if XRP did chop a little bit lower, because it just makes sense in terms of a TA side of things. But the catalyst that we are looking for could very well be the case being dismissed. And it seems like that's a high probability very soon in the month of March. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on for some more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.